guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Kathleen, and today's video is going to be a tag video. And today's tag video is going to be the X-Men Apocalypse book tag. So this tag was created by Grace from G-Swizzel books, and I will leave her channel down below for you to check it out if you like. But she actually did tag me in this book tag, so I wanted to go ahead and share with you guys my answers to her questions. This tag was obviously inspired by the new movie, The X-Men Apocalypse, that is coming out. I am actually a huge X-Men fan, so let's go ahead and get started with the questions. Alright, question number 1, Mystique. Name a lead female who is strong but flawed. And I ended up choosing Tris Pryor from the Divergent series. I love Tris. I think she's such a strong female character. However, she is very flawed. Tris has this hero complex, meaning she will go headfirst into battle without thinking of the consequences in order to save the people around her. It's an admirable trait. It can also be very deadly. It can also be very stupid. So I feel like that's a flaw of hers, her hero complex. Alright, question number 2, Xavier. Name a character who is a good mentor. And the person that I chose for this question is Charlotte from the Infernal Devices series. Charlotte was the head of the Institute in the Infernal Devices series era, and I thought she was such a good mentor to Tessa, who came in and she didn't even know that this world existed. Question number 3, Quiksilver. Name a fast-paced book that you read in one sitting. The book that I chose is Reboot by Amy Tintera. This is one of my favorite dystopian worlds of all time, and there's only 2 books in this series. There's just the Reboot and its sequel, The Rebel, and I loved it. I usually don't read books in one sitting because I'm a slow reader. This I read in one sitting because it was just so good. It was so action-packed. It was such fast-paced. Question number 4, Beast. Name a beast of a book that you were intimidated by until you read it. This wasn't such a beast of a book, but I was definitely intimidated to read this book. Don't have a physical copy of this book. I have a digital copy on my e-reader, and it is The Hobbit by J.R.R. Tolkien. And I was so intimidated by this book. I really was, because I knew it was kind of like older language and it was a high fantasy book, and I ended up loving it. I love The Hobbit. It is by far one of my favorite books of all time. Question number 5, Nightcrawler. Name your favorite character that is a creature of the night. This can be a vampire, a werewolf, a fairy. So I ended up choosing Rysand from the Court of Thorns and Roses series. He is the High Lord Fairy from the Night Court. He is magnificent, and I love him so much. In question number 6, Havoc. Name an underrated character who is powerful and deserves more attention. And I chose probably a character that no one knows who she is, but it is from the Kiss of Deception series, and I just finished reading this series. It is so great, by the way. But she appears in the sequel, which is A Heart of Betrayal, and her name is Kalenta, and she is fantastic. She does have magic within her, but she's so underrated, and there's not a whole lot of scenes with her, but she is very clearly powerful, and I just wished we got more of her. I wish there was more attention to her. Alright, question number 7. Name a character who struggles to control their power. Either it could be a super ability or it could be a position of authority. And I ended up choosing a character from the same book series that I just mentioned, and that is The Kiss of Deception. And the person I wanted to mention is Leah, who is the main character of this book series. Leah is, in this book series, is a first daughter. And first daughters in a family, they usually have some sort of magical ability, and Leah for a long time thought that she didn't have this ability. She realized that she does, but it's very subtle, and she just has a hard time controlling her ability, summoning it when she desperately needs it. So, and then question number 8, Jean Grey. Name a character who had a traumatic event in their past. I wouldn't say that this traumatic event happened in their past, but this book is solely based on what happened to her and how she deals with it. And it is The Way I Used to Be by Amber Smith. This is about a girl who was raped by her brother's best friend. This book takes a span of 4 years, so it's 4 years after the rape happens and her dealing with it. It was a fantastic book. Alright, and then question number 9, the Four Horsemen. Name 4 villains to create an ultimate villain squad that could potentially take down the world. And the first one that I wanted to mention was the antagonist from this book, which is, again, I already mentioned this book, but it's such a good series. But his name is Komazar, I think, and he's the bad guy, and he's so smart, and he's so ruthless, and he's such a manipulator. Right. And then the second villain on my ultimate villain squad would be the bad guy in the Clockwork Princess, who is Mortmain. I think that's Mortain. Anyway, he is someone who's very ahead of his game. It's like a game of chess for him. He knows all the moves in order to take down the queen. This guy thinks ahead. He plans ahead. Right. And then the third villain on my ultimate villain squad is the villain from A Court of Thorns and Roses, and that is Amaranta. She was just so badass, and she managed to like bring the entire fairy world to their knees. Ultimately, she made a mistake with Farah, and she's someone who's very cunning, very smart, and knows how to manipulate. And then the fourth villain for my ultimate villain squad would be the governor from the capital. I forgot his name, I'm sorry. I feel like he's someone who can manipulate the masses. He's someone who can manipulate the crowds, and if you have like the citizens on your side, you can get a lot of damage done, as he did with the Hunger Games. Alright, question number 10, Apocalypse. Name a finale that you are dreading. I mean, I have a lot of books that I don't want to end, and I'm dreading that they're gonna end. But one series is A Court of Thorns and Roses. I am currently reading the second book. I like this series more than I like the Throne of Glass series, and the only thing it breaks my heart is the fact that this is a trilogy. There's going to be only one other book after the second one, and it's breaking my heart because I am loving the second book right now. I don't want it to end. Alright, and final question, Wolverine. Name a side character that always steals the show. And I'm going to go with Grace's answer on this one, and that is Magnus Bane from the Immortal Instrument series and the Inferno Devices series. He is such an awesome character. I love him, and I really need to read the Bane Chronicles, which is a series of novellas about him. I love his banter, and I love his wittiness, and I love just his personality in general. He's such a fun character. There's this bonus question, which is question number 12. You are an X-Men. What power from any fictional character would you have? And it is telekinesis, the ability to move things with your mind. You can do so much with a telekinesis. You can fly. You can like lift things that you wouldn't be able to physically lift. Now that I think about it, I can't think of a character that has telekinesis. I'll probably come up with one after I finish filming this video, but I would love to have telekinesis. Alright guys, so there is the X-Men Apocalypse book tag. Thank you Grace from G-Swizzles for tagging me for this book tag. I had so much fun coming up with the answer, and of course I will be in return tagging some people as well. I want to tag Vinta from A Positive Writer. I want to tag Camille from TheCamillion, and also Unicorn Reads, and of course everyone else. Please go ahead and do this tag. I tag all of you to do this tag because it's just such a fun little tag. Thank you so much for watching guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please give it a like if you did, and subscribe to my channel if you are not already. I hope to see you guys on my next video. Have a good day guys, and keep reading. Bye.